So today we're taking a look at the final solos in your Sound Innovations book. And why would we be playing solos if we're an ensemble? Well, let's dive on in and see what we can learn from these amazing pieces. A couple other things to really pay attention to in all of your solos. Think much bigger than you would normally. When you're doing a solo piece, it's you. You are the entirety of this piece. So you're thinking nice big bows, really projecting your sound out. Very long bows. We're not talking about 2 inches. We're thinking, whole bows for a lot of notes. So, half notes, make sure definitely the whole bow. Get it down into that middle lane or even further for some of this stuff, especially if you're having fortes, and really push the sound out. All right, so violin. You've got your solo number 185, Gavotte from Arcangelo Corelli. So what is a solo? Well, a solo is a piece written for a single instrument or single player, and it can be quite challenging to play versus playing something for an ensemble where you have a lot of time to, kind of lay back and not worry about it so much. So starts off, we've got an up bow. We're in the key of D major, key 4/4 time signature. It is allegro, so it is supposed to be somewhat fast, but we are in the key of D. So when we start, this is light. We're not going to be using very long bows, very drawn out bows. It's not this. You're thinking light and bouncy. And you're kind of rolling through. So there's a couple small sections in this that are going to be challenging. First measure, nothing hard, just D to A. Just really listen for that ringing sound on your instrument. The second measure, we really shouldn't be using an open E for that long because it just pierces. It just cuts through so much. So let's use fourth finger. Next up, so you've got a choice. You've got D to E with a 4 or, but still, again, you got to get that fourth finger. Now, you have lots of string crossings, and it's a lot easier to just use your fourth finger in this. Again, using fourth finger there. Okay. So that, all of those little things, all of those little slurs, just pay attention to them. Make sure that you've got them, nice and tight, that you've got everything right where you need it to be. You are going to be using, low 2s for any of G's, which will be coming up in the second section. But everything on this section is standard finger patterns, nothing crazy. You do have a crescendo in measure 6. So you have to kind of drive through that. Repeat sign, so you're going to do it twice. All right, once we get to measure 10, this is all scalar kind of patterns, and it's mezzo forte, so we're thinking building towards the end. Right there's that low 2. Make sure that we do get that low 2. And then right there, you're going to have forte. low 2. Okay, so it's, you know, it's a faster piece, but I think you can do it. With a little bit of practice. You're going to have some time to work on this. 110 is this fast. Not too fast. So again, not too fast, but you do have to pay attention to what you're doing. I'll link the tracks as well in Canvas so that you have something else to practice with. I think there's a track, and there's also a video on this from the pros. So good luck, and check back for the next section. All right, violas. Prince of Denmark's March, number 185. Again, why would we be doing solo literature when we are ensemble based? Well, solos are generally harder than what we would be doing in an ensemble a lot of times. They have a lot more techniques and a lot more things in them. Viola music in an ensemble is not much fun. It's a lot of times it's harmony, inside voices, lots of whole notes, half notes, things like that. This, you get melody. So you're going to have a lot of melody. So let's look through this. Let's get this correct. First off, 4/4 time signature and key of G major. So any C's on your A string are going to be a low 2. Next up, you've got some dotted quarter notes. You've got some slurs and some things like that. This is a DC al fine. So you're going to play the whole piece and go back and play till the fine. And you have some repeat signs as well. You've got some accidentals, which again, accidentals are flats, sharps, naturals that are not in the key signature. So you got a C sharp down in measure 9 and a few other little things like that. So let's break this down, section by section and get to work. First off, starting in first measure, nothing hard, G and A. Then you get second measure with this B, C, B. 1 and 3. Okay. This is mezzo forte, so don't be afraid to play out. Then you get fourth finger. Some staccato notes there too. But then the last note of measure 4 is long and is not staccato. So bow lift and repeat that section. Okay? Next section, starting at measure 9, you've got B, C sharp, D, and then an E on the A string. But back to C natural, so you get that low 2. G major arpeggio, nothing crazy there, so let's start that again. 9. the same kind of idea again and measure 13. Now that last note is an A. Don't do open A. Okay, anytime that we have longer pitch, half note or longer, we need to be using our fourth finger. Repeat that section again. So you do the whole thing again. And then we go back to the beginning and then play the whole thing again. 100 beats per minute, so not that fast. Here's 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that gives you an idea on that. Again, I'll link the tracks and videos and other things like that to help you with this piece on canvas. Lists. Chorus from Judas Maccabaeus by Handel. First, why would we be doing solos when we are an ensemble? Well, hopefully you answered on Canvas or in the comments below. But the big reason is solos are great things. They're usually more challenging than the ensemble literature at this level, so it allows us to play a lot more with a lot different techniques and still keep us going. So we're going to work through this. 96 beats per minute, so not too fast. And key of C major, so you're going to use a lot of second finger on D string and A string. You've got 4/4 time signatures, so there's nothing too hard there. And then lots of dotted quarter note, eighth note things, lots of slurs. You get down on the C string, G string quite a bit. You have some accidentals and things like that. You do have a lot of repeats, so the first 8 measures repeat, the second 8 measures repeat, and then you get a DC al fine, which takes you back to the beginning to play the first 8 measures one more time. Don't repeat the second time. That's generally what we do. So let's work through this section by section. First off, right from the beginning, starting on a G. Make sure we get a nice full sound. It is forte. Up bow. So let's get a little tempo. So, you know, not too hard, but you do have 1, 3, and 1. Then you get the slur, which is just, you know, very close to D major, but you do have a second finger for F natural. The biggest thing, keeping a nice full sound the entire time. Get that instrument ringing. Measure 5. You get into down bow. You do have a string crossing there. to get that A, and then hook bow, C natural. And then, you know, dotted quarter note, eighth note again. Then you would repeat back to the beginning and play all of that again. Measure 9, mezzo forte. So we're going to relax the dynamic a little bit. Still doing lots of slurs. F sharp, accidental. So pretty straightforward. Nothing too challenging in that section. Just watch the F sharp and watch your slurs and your dotted quarter note. Then we would repeat that section again, and then we would go back to the beginning for the DC Alfine. Okay, so let's try this. We are at 96 beats per minute. Yeah, and 1, 2, ready? Some other things to watch out for as you keep practicing this: nice long full bows. Get that bow moving. Half notes should be the entire bow. So most of this is all about bow distribution. Should get back. If you look, everything is kind of 2 beats until you get down to your single quarter notes. For that kind of stuff. So really pay attention to that. Bass. Lucky last one. So again, why are we doing solo literature? Well, solo literature is harder than most ensemble literature, especially for those instruments that don't often get the melody, like bass. So you're going to have a lot of fun with this one. It has a lot of techniques in it that we've talked about, but it's still going to be quite doable. So first thing, key of D major, time signature of 4/4, nothing crazy there. We are at 110 beats per minute. So nice and quick, allegro. And it's all, you know, nice and easy. You've got some, you know, first and second endings, nothing crazy though. So start up on, you know, third position. Right there, I wouldn't shift back. I would just do fourth finger A on the D string. Repeat. Then you get into the next line. sharp. Then you get the beginning line again. So all in all, nothing crazy. Watch your dynamics though. Starting mezzo forte, going to forte, then back to mezzo forte, and watch out for your first and second endings in the repeat sides.